how did I figure this out? That's because it's not just a job. It's not just a business. I'm trying to kind of plan my whole life here. And I'm not. Hi, this is Missy. Welcome to Atypical Weeks. This is week 49. I'm going to be looking forward through what I have planned for this week, and I'm going to be looking back at what I did last week. I don't know which it's better to go first, so I will timestamp when I do each thing in the description. So this is what I have planned for this week. This page, this brainstorming page, is kind of what I do instead of this. Notice I have more than 3 goals. A few changes I've made for this quarter for the HB90 system is that I am not just doing businessy things, and I don't just have 3 goals. They've kind of grown, but really what it is morphed into as the quarter has gone on is I'm doing more with recurring tasks. I'm not considering goal 1, goal 2, goal 3 static. This week, my number 1 priority is home renovation stuff because I have some contractors coming, etc. Last week it was my move. This week I may not do anything on the move. Taxes, got to do some stuff there. So again, this column format wasn't working for me, so I just started brainstorming and this format worked, so I kept with it. After I know kind of what my priorities and kind of see, okay, they've got this. I didn't put these numbers in until later. Then I did this Scratchwork here, which I used to do on Post-its and stuff when I was originally doing things. I looked at one of Lakin's videos. She did it on a Post-it, so I feel like it's kind of has to get done. Now I put my recurring tasks here first, and I break them down pretty quite a bit because I am a newly retired person and I'm trying to kind of figure out what the heck do I need to spend my time on. And in case I need to go get a job, I need to know which days and what amount of time and stuff I'm willing to give up. So my recurring tasks, then this 200, I'm gonna keep it fairly static. Last week, I planned 200. That is 8 hours a day. 4 blocks. So again, a difference that I'm using is my blocks are 15-minute blocks. That's why this page needed so many more blocks on it. I'm doing 15-minute blocks instead of half-hour blocks because I wanted to be more granular, and I was having to fill in half blocks on here, and that just wasn't working for me. So 200 blocks is 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then 20 blocks a day on the weekend. So 5 hours a day on the weekend. That's because it's not just a job. It's not just a business. I'm trying to kind of plan my whole life here, and I'm not saying I'm going to do that forever, but I'm doing that to kind of get a baseline on what do I need to do and which of the things do I want to track and which am I okay dropping. So that 200, I broke it down. Now some of these were higher. I'm a pencil person, retired math teacher here, happy using pencils so I can erase. You can see, not always, but I broke this down. Some were higher, some didn't. Even after I did this, I realized I didn't allow for, I would like to spend some time on a full moon ritual, and I didn't include that. That would be in my planning time. But I wasn't going to change it at that point. So 200 minus 140 gets me 60 left. And then I break down the 60. This wasn't as much time as I would have liked left, but what you will see is last week I ended up with actually 221, and I think this week could be kind of similar. So I probably will go over in some and I'll be under in some. I break it down on here. Again, I broke down my goal type projects and my recurring tasks. I'm finding that my channel stuff, Atypical Weeks stuff, it's going to be recurring. It should be fairly similar from week to week, but that was a goal for this quarter to get started, so I'm leaving it up there for now, and then I'll have to revamp the form to make this smaller and this bigger moving forward. But again, I may leave some of these off, and I noticed I'm missing some highlighting there. Ooh, gray highlighter. All right, so this is what I have planned for this week. And then once this gets filled in each day, I will also keep track on here. Now this, you can look at the last video. I'm not doing that. That was something I had planned that I don't think I need. So I'll do planned versus actual each day, and you'll see how that worked out last week. How did this work out last week? So last week, week 48, my number one goal was my move, because I'm getting the rest of my stuff from California up to Oregon. I'm working in 15-minute blocks. My reno, I was supposed to have some meetings potentially set up. Those didn't pan out. That's why you'll see I didn't spend time on that. Here is that spread we just looked at for this week. I started with 200, how it broke down. And then this is how I actually spent my time. The colors down the side are my colors for my life categories and my goals. Then the colors in here are my days of the week color. You saw over here on the other one, again, Monday's pink, Tuesday's orange. Those are something that's standard across any planner I'm in. I got that idea from Simplified Planner. I don't use their colors, but I like it. So you can see for the move, yeah, I did pretty well. The reno, nobody set up any meetings, so I didn't really have to spend the time. And I don't want to invest the time doing the research type stuff that I need to do until I actually have some more momentum with my contractors. Didn't spend time on my taxes. Now I had taxes and papers as two separate goals in the beginning, then I combined them, and then I found when I was working on these other papers, it really fit more down into here. So you can see this week, week 49, I just have taxes separate. I spent a lot more time on my channel, but you know, it's new, so that's kind of understandable. I spent a whole lot more time on my system, and it's hard to break down system versus actual planning, but both of them are like way over. Well, I didn't include December goals. So yeah, that was a big bit of it. So besides, you know, deciding what they were and then implementing how am I gonna keep track of things, that's all new. So those both were way high. The rest, nothing is too horrible except for wellness. Didn't do a lot of working out. And, you know, my upkeep, some of that was, you know, bringing home half a quart of wood and unloading trucks and stuff. So I got a little bit of workout in there, but I counted that in upkeep and errands. Not sure why I have LOL there. Also food. One day I did some slow cooker stuff, so I did more food prep during the day, and I needed a way to record it. I could have put it in upkeep, but I figure I'll just do it if necessary. It's not going to happen all the time. So that was that. So again, these blocks I colored in for the day of the week, and I thought, well, that would show me kind of what I'm doing which day, and I realized, no, that doesn't really show me well enough. And so here's my reflection, but I've resisted doing a weekly spread, right? The HB90 planner, again, this kind of took the place of this, but then the next thing in the planner is a weekly spread. Well, I've resisted planning on the weekly spread. So this week, for week 48, on Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning, I back planned. Must have been on Sunday. I back planned, and I thought, okay, these colors are my life category colors and my project colors, and I'm okay, how did I spend my time? So I could kind of see which time of day was I doing what kind of things, and how long was I spending kind of at a glance. Now Thursday was an anomaly because it was a snow day, so my husband was home, so things I had planned that day didn't really work out the way I thought. So I've also planned ahead this week in a weekly plan. So these are blocked into quarter, 15-minute blocks. I have not gone so far as seeing if this fits my block plan. They should balance, but I don't want to spend the time to see that. This is a baby step. It's uncomfortable, but it's here. And so how do I know? How did I get, and I know this is a little out of order, how did I figure this out? I started out with I did this towards the end of the previous week, and this is how it started looking on Monday, and I thought I would just keep going on Tuesday. Well, when I was doing this the previous week, I wasn't putting it onto something like this. Week 47 was basically just a free-for-all. So I decided, hey, this is a nice little place to actually tally this up. So on Tuesday, I made it more official. And then you can see that continued throughout the week. And I thought, oh, I'll include a place to say I did the shading on the front of that sheet. And I totaled it on the back, and I'm like, I don't need to do that. Once you got the groove, you got the groove. So those were all of my days of the week. That's how I got my blocks on here. So for this week, it is Monday when I'm filming this. It is Monday when I'm filming this, and I'm right about here, so that's good. And yeah, stay tuned. Like and subscribe. If you have questions on what I'm doing, feel free to ask. If you have some suggestions based on what you see here, would love to hear them. And hope to see you back again. Have a great week.